Ever wondered what it would be like to go back to your old school to become a teacher, but to a bunch of troublemakers? Well, 50 years ago today, we eventually got a sitcom that actually did have something like this occur. Well, prepare yourselves, because we're about to talk about the great sitcom that is known as Welcome Back, Kotter. Like, this is a Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews TV log. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers. Welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I, of course, am the Big D, and today I'm going to be bringing to you a new TV log. Well, though usually I wouldn't show non-sci-fi stuff during Super Sci-Fi September, but just this one time I'm going to make an exception. I really was going to try and save it for back to school, but I really wanted to save it for its big 5-0. I can't believe this great show came out 50 years ago today. Yeah, I gotta say, going to school can be pretty fun. Unless, of course, your last name is Cotter. That's right. I, well, yes, a fellow named Gabe Cotter comes back to his old school to become a teacher to a bunch of students, especially to one group known as the Sweat Hogs. And it all occurred 50 years ago today. So here it is. I bring to you in this TV log, Welcome Back, Cotter. Welcome Back, Kotter was a fun-filled sitcom that was produced by the Comic Company along with Wolper Productions. The show originally premiered on ABC on September 9th, 1975, which means it's the 50th anniversary of this. Okay. Now, the series was created by Gabe Kaplan, who stars in this, and Alan Sachs. Now, the show's company producers were Wolper Productions and the Comic Company, who had recently worked on Chico and the Man the previous year. Anyway, the show stars Gabe Kaplan as a high school teacher in charge of a racially and ethnically diverse remedial educational class nicknamed the Sweat Hogs. The series was recorded in front of a live studio audience. The premise of this, as stand-up comedian and actor Gabriel, or Gabe Kaplan, stars as the main character Gabe Cotter, a wisecracking teacher who returns to his alma mater, James Buchanan High School in Bensonhurst, Brooklyn, New York, 10 years after graduating, to teach a remedial class of loafers known as the Sweat Hogs. The rigid vice principal, Michael Woodman, who was formerly Cotter's social studies teacher, dismisses the Sweat Hogs as witless hoodlums. Woodman only expects Cotter to contain them until they drop out or are expelled or are arrested. Connor had been a remedial student and a founding member of the original class of Sweat Hogs. He befriends the current class and stimulates their potential. Connor forms a rapport with his students. They begin visiting the Bensonhurst apartment, sometimes via the fire escape window, often to the chagrin of his wife Julie. The fictional James Buchanan High is based on the Brooklyn High School that Kaplan attended in real life, New Utrecht High School, which is shown in the opening credits. Many of the show's characters were based on people Kaplan knew during his teen years as a remedial student, some of whom were described in one of Kaplan's stand-up comic routines, Holes and Mellow Rolls. The character of Vinnie Barbarino, who happens to be the leader of the Sway Hawks, was inspired by Eddie Licari and Ray Barbarino. The character Freddie Boom Boom Washington was inspired by Freddie Furdy Payton. The character of Juan Epstein was partially inspired by Epstein the animal, and the character Arnold Horshack was inspired by someone of the name. There had been lots of other characters that appeared on the show. When it first premiered, the first season was controversial. In Boston, WCVB, an ABC affiliate, initially refused to air the show as the city was going through a tumultuous school busing program that involved widespread protests and riots. The local affiliate felt Cotter's fictional integrated classroom would exacerbate the situation. The show became an early rating success, however, and the affiliate relented, picking it up from its fifth episode. Well, unfortunately, teachers in other cities had concerns about how Kotter would be portrayed, so producers allowed a union representative on the set to ensure the show protected the image of those in the profession. Kaplan opposed the idea at one point, asking reported there was a junkman on the set of San Francisco to protect the reputation of junkmen. Censor concerns about depiction of juvenile delinquency faded after the Swayhawks' antics proved to be silly rather than criminal. Like Kaplan, one of the stars, Robert Higgins, was a fan of the Marx Brothers, and he claimed that he suggested that the Swayhawks be modeled after them in order to reduce tension. However, ratings slipped greatly in the third season, and Kaplan later attributed to the decline of the age of the actors playing the Swayhawks, all then in their mid to late 20s, claiming that they were no longer believable as high school students. As the series entered the fourth and final season, John Travolta, which this was the show that eventually made him a bit of a star before he even did Grease and Saturday Night Fever, who was the youngest in the group, was just 25. Ron Palillo was the oldest, being 30 before the season's end. Well, when the show started its fourth season, apparently Gabe wanted to do other things, and he wasn't seen much of. Travolta left after the third season because after he had recently had a co-starring appearance in Carrie well, during the show's right after the show's second season, well, actually before that, then, and then doing Saturday Night Fever in Grease. Well, he was now credited as a special guest star. There would be more others to join in, including a son named Bo, and Julie, Connor's wife, became a school secretary and occasional fill-in teacher despite having 1-year-old twin daughters. After that, the show ended after an overall total of 95 episodes were produced and aired over the course of 4 seasons. The last episode aired on May 17, 1979. There was to be a spin-off featuring Arnold Horshack, but failed. Apparently, there was actually one spin-off of the show, which was called Mr. T and Tina, which aired a year after Welcome Back Cotter's first season, but it only lasted a mere 5 shows, and it starred Pat Maria, who recently played Arnold on Happy Days, which was a big hit. Nevertheless, the show still did pretty well. It got lunchboxes, dolls, trading cards, comic books, even a board game advertised as the Up Your Nose with a Rubber Hose game, which that was really funny. Anyway, yeah. Now, of course, there'd be plenty more to come with this. Please stand by. Another good thing I liked about the show was, of course, its popular theme song, which was "Welcome Back," which was performed by John Sebastian, who was the former frontman of the band The Lovin' Spoonful. Eventually, the song became a #1 hit for him in the spring of the following year after the success of the first season. The show was originally going to be called just Kotter, but that was changed because of the theme song lyrics. Sebastian had said he tried to find a more general theme for the song after being unable to find any reasonable rhymes for Kotter. Anyway, that song's really a good one. Anyway, I have seen all of Welcome Back Kotter, and it was really something. I did see reruns of the show, where the show was rerun in syndication. And lots of others. The show later got shown on numerous other stations and channels, including WGN, the USA Network, TV Land, I believe on, yeah, I think Nick at Night too. I think yes. It also got shown on the American Life channel, and yeah it did, and Me TV, and to this day, and recently Antenna TV, which now the show is currently shown on its sister channel, Rewind TV. If you have that in your area, check your local listings if you have it. The show also got released on physical media as it got a television favorites disc released in 2006. It did pretty well, and its first season got released in 2007. Unfortunately, no more seasons followed until 7 years later when Shout Factory acquired the rights to the series, and ultimately they released the complete series in August of 2014. In January of the following year, the second season got its long overdue release. The third season got released a few months later in May of that year, and the fourth and final season was released in August of 2015. So I do believe the complete series set is and sets, well, solo sets are available for a reasonable price. So you should be able to get that. The show was also last seen for streaming on Tubi, which that's where I finally took the time to watch the show. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed seeing all of it. I've watched all 95 big episodes. Really something. This is a good show with a great cast and great characters. Now, of course, we have Gabe Kaplan playing Gabe Kotter, and I gotta say, he was really a great character. I especially liked how he starts out every single episode with a fun little joke, which that was really, really something. Definitely. Playing his wife Julie is the late great Marcia Strassman. Though she has a sense of humor, she often wishes Gabe would take matters more seriously. She's occasionally upset with the amount of time he devotes to his students inside and outside the school, and she's troubled that he allows them to visit their apartment regularly. Playing Michael Woodman, the curmudgeonly principal, well, vice principal. He was later now principal in the final season, while Mr. Carr became the new vice principal. Is played by the late great John Sylvester White, and I gotta say, he's pretty good and very funny at times as well. For the Sweat Hogs, I'll give them to you in their alphabetical order. Playing Epstein, whose full name is Juan Luis Pedro Filippo de Huevos Epstein, is the late great Robert Haggis, a fiercely proud Puerto Rican Jew. When asked if his mother was Puerto Rican, he replies that his mother's maiden name was Biberman, and his grandfather saw Puerto Rico from the ship as he was making his way to America and decided to settle there instead of Miami, making him one of the earliest of that kind. Well, the one is thus Puerto Rican on his father's side and Jewish on both parents' sides. And he's one of the toughest students at Buchanan High. Next, we have only one of the two surviving Sweat Hogs. Lawrence Hilton Jacobs plays Fred Percy Boom Boom Washington. Now, he's the hip student known as the athletic Sweat Hog for his skills on the basketball court. He claimed his nickname came from his habit of pretending to play the bass and saying boom, 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 boom. And his trademark phrase is hot it, hot it. Well spoken with a deep voice and a broad smile. And he calls Mr. Kotter Mr. Kotter. Oh boy, yeah, he's a great character. Playing Arnold Dingfelder Horshack is the late great Ron Palillo. Both he and Robert Haggis both died back in 2012. He's the class clown of the Sweat Hogs and is completely comfortable with his oddball, if naive, personality, and was shown for the unique observations and his wheezing laugh, similar to that of a hyena. He's crazy and what have you. It's like, hi, I'm Arnold Horshack. Yeah, what a great character. But the real fun character was Barbarino, Vinny. Barbarino, played by John Travolta in one of his in this role that really put him on the map. He's a cocky Italian American, the unofficial official leader and resident heartthrob of the Swayhawks. He has a need to be the center of attention, as seen when he admits to make it rain in the school gymnasium. I gotta say, he was really funny. And he's just so funny and always proves to have some of the funny names and what have you of the Swayhawk talk that Mr. Kotter gives. Like, up your nose with a rubber hose. Yeah, I gotta say, welcome back, Kotter. Again, it's a great show and it has great characters. I think you'll really like it if you give it a try. I'm checking. Yes, you can get the series for a reasonable price. Separate sets are at good prices, and so is the complete series set. So you can get for a pretty decent price and what have you. So, well, here I'll show you the most of the main cast. Now here's the whole group, the Swayogs and Mr. Kotter himself. And now here's the whole group with Mr. Woodman and Julie. Oh, but wait, we're not finished yet. I almost forgot. There are other characters seen throughout the series. Now, of recurring characters, we see Rosalie Tutsi, played by Deborah Lee Scott, who's the femme fatale purported to have put the sweat in Sweat Hog. Oh boy. She was only seen briefly until the end of the first season when she got picked up to co-star on the Norman Lear comedy Mary Hartman, but she did return in a third season episode. Then there's a non-Swayhawk character in the earlier seasons, Judy Borden, played by Helene Limbeck, who later on would go on to appear in the Magic Mongo segment on the Croft Super Show in 1977. Yeah, she's a straight A student and editor of the Buchanan Bugle, the school newspaper. She was Barbarino's tutor and even dated him one time. Then, of course, there's a regular character in the fourth and final season since Barbarino wasn't shown much of, and that was the handsome, friendly, blonde, silver-tongued southerner transferred from New Orleans after being kicked out of several other schools, Beauregard de la Barre, or Beau for short. Yeah, apparently, yes. Yeah, well, he wasn't too bad and why have you. I mean, he was an okay addition. So, anyways, there was lots of other appearances. Charles Fleischer, who would later appear in movies and voice Roger Rabbit, played Carvelli, a student foil to the Sweathawks in the second season. Susan Lanier played Bambi, a female addition to the Swayhawks one time. Vernie Watson as Frey's girlfriend, Verna Jean Williams. Yep, and many more. So now you know about Welcome Back, Kotter. There have been numerous guest appearances as well throughout the series. So if you've not seen this show yet, I would recommend you check out. I think you'll really like it. Like I said, it's a good show. It has great characters and a great theme song and all that jazz. You'll love it. So what did you think of Welcome Back, Kotter? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, be a part of the Big D Nation, continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. And later tonight, I'll be giving you my revisited TV log on She-Ra, Princess of Power. So if you like this, check out some of these other vids. In the upper left-hand corner, you can check out my TV log on another show that ABC had shown just a year after Welcome Back, Kotter came out. And it was based kind of loosely based off of a movie, which was Cooley High, and that's What's Happening. In the upper right-hand corner, you can check out my Saturday morning TV log for another school type show, and that was Saved by the Bell. Or you can go to the bottom left-hand corner, and you can check out my TV log on the Walper Comic Company's other hit series at the time, Chico and the Man. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.